hanging out by the pool and there's a snake. Wow.
Before we jump into this day in the life video from Bali, we just want to quickly thank Squarespace for sponsoring this video.
Squarespace is an online platform that you can build a website, whether that's like a portfolio or an online store or literally anything that you can imagine they do it. And their back end is just super slick. They just make things very, very easy. For a free 14-day trial and to save 10% on any purchase, head over to squarespace.com/D&S. We've done day in the life videos around the world in different locations, and it seems like you guys seem to enjoy seeing what sort of behind the scenes or like what living in a place is like, or for a month or two like we do. So today we're going to be sharing a little bit of Canggu. Stacey's just prepping. Good morning. Oh, salamat pagi, as we say here. So we're going to be doing all sorts of stuff today. It's sort of it's showing some of the working stuff that we're getting up to, hang out with some friends and like working from their villa as well. Just a few other little bits and pieces. Stacey wants to look at a new helmet as well. So just a bit of the behind the scenes stuff. So this is morning routine anyway. What do we got going on?
Smoothie first.
Smoothie.
Actually, I lied. Coffee came first, we missed that.
Yeah, no, that was coffee first.
Coffee and then smoothie.
Friendly locals here. So yeah, it's been a minute. So our first stop, actually, money's a big thing to consider when you come to Bali or come to Indonesia as a whole. Often you can only get out 3 million at an ATM machine, and then you pay like another $5 to $10 fee plus the conversion rates. So what we've done is bring a whole bunch of British pounds with us and some euros, and we've just stumbled across a currency exchange. If you actually look at the numbers, the currency exchange that they give you, it's so close. You lose like a couple of dollars, and then compared to XE, yeah, so you can literally do it right there when you're with them. And when you drive around, you can actually just see there's boards out like all on the side of the roads. Like people would give you money from a shack. So this one looks maybe a little bit more legit, they reckon? Yes. Yeah, so we're gonna exchange our exchange the currency over so that we've got some money so that we can actually go and work from cafes and do all that sort of stuff. Hello.
How are you?
Good, thank you. As expected, it was only a couple of dollars that we lost, and we changed about 4 or 5 million, and I think we lost $2 or $3. So really straightforward. Well, that's not really like a day in the life sort of stuff, but it definitely is just what has to be done when you're living here. So we're gonna have to, we're actually gonna go and organize some visa extensions now, which, if you're curious to find out about that, we're actually going to do a whole video on it because we've had so many questions about how to extend a visa in Bali. But for the purpose of this video, probably not as relevant. Wow. It's been a crazy few days, as you would have just picked up from the rain. We were out a couple of days ago now filming with our laptops and everything, ready to like look at the helmets and go and work with our friends at their villa and everything like we said, and had to can all of it because it's just out of the blue. You get that tropical sort of rain here in Bali that you might make plans, but it's just unpredictable. Just all of a sudden it just pisses down for the whole afternoon. So I don't know what it was, but something about that, maybe it was the rain, has just meant that it has been the craziest situation around our villa recently with animals. So first up, this is our first experience of this anywhere in Asia, I think, in fact anywhere in my life. Snakes. We're not talking about big snakes, but there were snakes in our villa. Just hanging out by the pool and there's a snake. Where's he gone? Oh, there he is. Well, wait, it's hard to see him on camera. Wow. He is so long. This is getting crazy. I haven't seen it yet, but Steve just yell out, "There's another snake in our house." So we're going to get our local help, like the guys that work at like the villas and stuff here. They're very comfortable with snakes crawling around, but this one is literally in our lounge crawling around. Not only that, frogs. Like I'm not talking like little baby tadpoles. I'm talking like big frogs. And this one launched itself inside our house, was on the glass and was like shooting around. All of this stuff we end up putting in Instagram stories. So if you aren't following us on Instagram and you want to see more of this behind the scenes sort of stuff, best to follow us there, but check this out. Just trying to watch the rugby. These guys just come in. What are you doing, man? You go out. Oh! Oh! If you've seen any of our other day in the life videos, you realize that we're not always swimming. We're not always doing like amazing travel videos of like our experiences and everything. Where like we work online to fund our lifestyle and we travel full time. Some of you guys might not know this, but we have a book literally on the subject covering everything, 220 pages, because everybody always asks us, how do you do it? How can I do it? We were nothing special. We used to work 9-to-5 jobs and then we just figured out how to work online, spent 4 or 5 years figuring it out, and then put everything in this document to show how you can as well.
So what Danger was trying to explain was that we work at home from our villa quite a lot, but we do get cabin fever, so it's nice to get out and go to a coffee shop. And the other bonus of that is that the coffee here,
It's good, eh?
it is so good. I don't know whether it's because there's a lot of like Australian owned cafes. Maybe
it might
it's
have
more
something to do with it.
the kind of style that we're used to, but man, it's good, and it's a good excuse to get out.
Well, it's so cheap as well, so it's just
Yeah.
nice that you can go out and you can explore here and like be out and about in a coffee shop and still pay bugger all.
Yeah, true. So that's what we're doing now.
So we've just come to one of our local favourites. This isn't on the list of like cool Canggu cafes or anything like that. It's called, I can't really see the sign from there, it's called Next Door. So it's a bit of a local one that's close to us. And you can see it's quiet. There's not many people that come here at all. Great coffee and smoothies bowl and free Wi-Fi. Really fast Wi-Fi actually. It's another one of the advantages of a place like this. Really nice people, amazing coffee as well. This is the magic here. You even get a little cookie. So these are 30,000 rupiah. That's a latte, and not like the typical Balinese style or the Indonesian style of coffee. So they've done like these guys just do a really good job of making good sort of like Western coffee, you could say. The reality is with places like this though, it gets very, very hot.
Especially when you drink a hot coffee.
Yeah, why do we do that? If you come in the morning, if you come early, then cafes like this are actually like quite cool.
Yeah.
And then you can drink a hot coffee, but we probably should have had something iced. So it's not like a long-term solution. Like a lot of people, and we don't really do this, but a lot of people go to co-working spaces.
No, but we've seen a couple and they look great.
And they've generally got air conditioning and like slightly better or upgraded internet and everything as well. So for us, this is like 2 hours maybe. God, I already feel like I've got a little bit of a beat on. Like maybe like a 2 hour stint, do you reckon?
Yeah, and then home for a swim.
And then we go home for a swim, and then we can like sit around inside some air conditioning, and like it's a bit more of a
It's more relaxed.
bit more relaxing,
Less sweaty.
and you're not sitting there like but it's just fun to be out. Like that's the thing about Bali, is there's just so much variety, and you could literally, we know people that do this, like bounce around and go to a different coffee shop every single day. Because if you're only spending 30,000 on a coffee, and maybe you get 2 coffees in a day, I think as long as you're not a dick and you sit for like 8 hours and buy 1 coffee.
Yeah, that's
Please
not
don't be that person. It's a bad name for the rest of us. This is definitely the advantage of having your own villa, having your own private swimming pool, and somewhere that you can come and hang out and chill. We're going to be spending a lot of afternoons doing this, I think. Where'd you get money from?
Found it in the pool.
In the pool?
It's yours. It's mine now.
Rich.
I think it came out of my pocket.
This is also some evidence from last night, which is a thing that happens here a bit as well, especially when it's nice and warm and you've got your own place to live. Oh, that doesn't really show. That is actually Guinness. Hopefully you've seen our Irish vlogs. We were there not too long ago, and I became addicted to Guinness, and this was like a mixed export, and that is like 41,000 rupiah for a whole bottle, so still really, really cheap. It doesn't taste quite as good, and then of course the good old bintangs, but the advantage is that we just pretty much sit up here, sit around. You guys have said in the past that you like day in the life videos, and some people like watching the ones that we're like not as organized, like we're not going out and being like, today we're doing this and this sort of thing. And I think this video like summarizes across multiple days what a day in the life for us is. Completely random, extremely flexible though. Like that is what we love. We just get to do what we want when we want, but we still work really, really hard, and I think it's good that we show that, because we genuinely do sit at our laptops every single day. Whether people want to believe that or not, we work more now than we ever did in previous 9-to-5 jobs, but we can hang out like this in an afternoon on a work day while everybody else is, I don't even know what everyone else is doing. Not this. So, it really sums it up. Thanks for watching, and catch you in the comments.